What's up, guys? Welcome back to our show. Today we have something really exciting for you. It's not a jet board, it's not an e-foil, but perhaps a start of a completely new sport. We have today Rowan and Rory from New Zealand. You came, guys, all the way here in Portugal. I'm very excited for you to introduce Manta 5 hydrofoil bike.
Absolutely. Thanks,
Welcome.
Mike. Yeah. Thanks for hosting us, and I guess thanks for inviting us. It's really a pleasure to be in Portugal, actually. It's a nice change from New Zealand, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's present our hydrofoil bike for you. It's the first in the world. Obviously, I imagine you guys haven't really seen something like this before, but essentially what we're doing is replicating the normal cycling experience on the road, but now on the water. So the great thing is it's electrically assisted, so you can plug in the battery and you can go for up to 4 hours as far as you want, depending on the level of your training. So yeah, I guess who's got some questions? What do you guys want to know?
We are really overwhelmed by all these new cool features. I just saw how we started to assemble it, and honestly I had an impression that it's really big, that it's impossible to transport. We just saw how you took it from a small car.
Exactly.
And it actually comes in parts. So explain a little bit what parts, what are the main parts, how heavy is the whole setup?
Yeah, absolutely, go for it.
So it breaks down into three key parts. You've got your front tiller section, which has your front foil and also the tiller with the skid pad, and then the rear foil is 2 meters long, and that comes off as well. So when you can break it down, it can fit into the back of a standard car, and then you can choose to either assemble it waterside and bring it down in parts, or assemble it at the car and put it over your shoulder and walk on down. So.
And the best part, it's electric, so you don't really have to paddle. A lot of people worry that you can run out of energy and you paddle and you get tired and sink. So explain about all these concerns.
Yeah, so basically there's three key parts to the bike itself. You can see the carbon fiber foils, which we've got on the ground here, and then the bike itself is made with aircraft grade aluminium frame, and then all this white part that you see, that's our buoyancy. And we actually provide 300 newtons of buoyancy. So essentially that's the equivalent of probably 6 or 7 life jackets. So we could all be on it together and it still wouldn't sink out in the ocean. So if you ever do run out of battery, obviously that's never going to happen, because you've got indications not only on your remote but also on the battery itself with the colors and the blinking. But in the worst case, you can just simply float and swim back. Same as a boat without an engine.
All right.
The same.
So it's you can even paddle without when you run out of battery, or
the bike still works.
Okay.
That's to say that if you're on the bike, even if it's on its side or submerged under the water with you on it, you can pedal and the propeller will rotate, but obviously you won't have that e-bike assistance. So if you're quite a good rider, you can actually continue to move underwater. It's just taking off and getting foiling where you need that power.
You're not able to foil with pedaling.
Not from a standing start.
Oh, okay.
If you're already foiling and the battery is eliminated, you can actually keep going.
Okay.
But we do, as you see on the top of our handlebars there, we've got a little Garmin ride remote. So you can pick between the 7 levels of assist. So if you are an athlete or you're a cyclist and you want to just go for a hard train, you can go for 2-3 hours.
It's like a regular electrical bike.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, because we've got a lot of people that I guess are not so water sports, different abilities, I'd like to say. It's a politically correct right? So essentially you can have a fully electric ride and just take it easy on your body, or if you really want to train and maybe you've got a cycling race on the road, you can turn the electrical systems right down. You can have a manual ride and you can actually work your legs and put out as much wattage as you can, and we can have races and all sorts of possibilities.
So what's really exciting, that it's not just a product or a prototype, it's already a full mass production, and you're actually planning to start a motorbike federation on the water.
Yeah, we're essentially we're looking to create a sporting association. So what that involves is basically working with our partners around the world who have already experienced themselves, particularly in certain Olympic associations, because our recent goal declared by Guy, our founder, he wants to have hydrofoil cycling in the Olympic Games as soon as possible. So that's our overall goal. So basically with the creation of the sporting association, we can allow for people to race or to have distance competitions, or also some sort of skill riding, whether that's a triathlon format. The options are endless. Yeah.
Very interesting. So let's quickly cover the basic parameters: top speed, the charging time, the riding time.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, so cruising speed is around 8 to 10 kilometers per hour, and then if you get out of the saddle and really crank up the speed, you can get up to around 20 kilometers per hour as our max speed. The bike itself weighs 29 kilos. In terms of autonomy, the bike itself can give you an hour to an hour 10 on maximum assist level, and then on the lowest assist level you'll get closer to 4 hours. So depending on the conditions, the rider weight and the assist level, you'll fit somewhere between that 1 to 4 hours.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think that's what sets us apart from our sort of water sports competition. We not only invented a world first product with the Sporting Association, but you can go riding up to 4 hours.
Yeah.
I've never seen that with an e-product before.
That's a dream for jet boarders.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially for electric ones.
That's it.
And how heavy is the battery? And I just saw it's also swappable, so you can put even more.
Exactly.
If you're really going to rent, maybe you need more batteries.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So if you go more than 4 hours, you can swap out the battery.
Yeah.
And it's obviously interchangeable. You can always do the diagnostic. We just did an update before with the telephone, because we have our Manta 5 app, which not only connects with the battery but can give you a diagnostic of the bike before you go out, which is obviously a safety thing as well, to make sure everything's operational. And then at the end of the ride you can see, if you've got a Garmin watch, where you went, how far you did your trace, how many calories you burned, all of that sort of stuff. So it's a really fully electrically connected bike as well.
Okay. So in terms of learning, I know Daniel here from Motosurfing, he already tried it. He's the only one of us who actually already did the full learning. So it wasn't that easy, let's be honest. But how was your first experience?
Yeah, it was a big surprise for me that it's not easy how it can seems on the first look, and most people think that because the video of this Manta 5 bike, it was like splash or fly all over internet, where people ride on the water, and many of my friends who big fan of cycling, they also told me that it was like dream to ride on bike on ocean. So when I decided to try it first time, I assembled it and look on it how to do, and I found out it's not easy really. I spent maybe one day and around 10 starts before I ride. So what I can say, I just came from Sochi, it's south of Russia, where now we are opening rental points all over the world, and there I also we have many different of devices. We have airfoils, electric surfboards, and also Manta 5 bikes, and my choice was Manta 5 bikes because it's still difficult for me. And what I want to say, it's a really cool sport because you can level up your skills every day, and that's why it's interesting, because most of things that you just get up and go, at the same time get bored very quickly. But I just feel like I start to feel real fun after sometimes and really fun, as I told, it's catch the waves, because when you catch the waves you feel acceleration, and every riding it's like small marathon, because when you ride normal bike you can stop for the rest, you can slow down, but if you ride this Manta 5 bike, stop is mean you fall into the water. So it's like ride with coach, because you cannot stop. You should keep riding. That's why it's very, very cool. My opinion, it's very cool new sport. It's something absolutely unique and new, and I think it's very promising, because it's like triathlon where you can do both swimming and cycling at the same time. So my experience is not so big. I just know how to start from the land, from the pontoon, and still not made water start. So
Today's the day.
I hope.
That's a great point, Daniel. I appreciate the comments, because that's something we've concentrated on a lot, is the sporting development. It needs to be challenging. It can't be super easy for anyone to do straight away, because that's fun to access it, but then to actually improve and get better and become a skilled rider, that takes, you know, dedication and practice. And that's what we really like, because, you know, Rory and I were really keen water enthusiasts generally. You know, we love, you know, surfing and jetboarding and e-foiling, but the Manta 5 XC1 is really something very, very different. You know, it's not only cycling, but it's really the creation of a new world sport.
Yeah, it's very interesting, because we saw like water bikes with pontoons, inflatable ones, and it's not really a sport. You just sit there, you know, enjoy.
Just leisure.
Yeah, it's more like leisure activity rather than the sport. And here you have actually challenging sport. And how long in average for people to get started on this bike who never tried it before?
It's all sort of range. I mean, talk about your.
It varies. It varies a lot depending on the conditions you pick as well. So if you get a nice flat day, you know, and the rider weight is in that sort of sweet spot between, you know, sort of 60 to 90, 95, you should be able to get up. So yeah, I was fortunate enough to drive up and down the Spanish coast for about a month, getting people out on bikes. So yeah, seeing people's first reactions when they've been battling away for a few goes, and then they finally get up, and the crowds come flocking and everyone's cheering, the people giving it fist bumps when they get up. So no, it's pretty special seeing people get up for the first time.
Okay, sounds really exciting and very challenging. I cannot wait to try it myself. We have very clean conditions here. It's not sunny, but really no wind, very smooth.
It's perfect.
So I think it will be easier for us to learn here. So what
Cool.
we need to do is assemble the second one,
Yeah, let's do
and
that.
then we are ready to go to the water.
All right,
Cool.
nice work, Mike.
Let's do it. Let's go to the water, Pedro. I'm ready to give it a try. What do we do?
Cool. So first of all, you want to turn the battery on. So here is the ride remote, but we want to keep it on level 7 today because it's your first go. So it's electrical assisted, so as you pedal, it's going to engage that motor. So you don't have to worry about turning on a throttle or anything. It's just going to pick up your human motion. As you are actually up and foiling, it's going to be the same as riding a normal road bike. So you can sit down, relax, just steer with your handlebars. But to get you started, you need to pretty much rewire everything you know about riding a bike. So for the start, you need to put all your body weight right up over the handlebars. So when we go into the water, what I'll do is you'll mount the bike. You'll then need to lean back and bring this front piece out of the water. And then I'll count you down from 3. I'll go 3, 2, 1. I'll give you a bit of a push as well, and then you just do those 3 curves. Lean forward, pedal hard, and do not sit down.
And then when I fall, I just swim back.
Yeah, so if you fall, just come forward to the front of the bike. Grab, this is what we call the front tiller. Just grab the tiller and just swim back, and then we can launch you again and go from there.
Perfect.
Cool.
Let's do it.
So I'm going to put this pedal down to 180 degrees to leverage myself up on the bike. Now as you can see, I've got this nose right out of the water. So that's about the angle I want to be. So now, once I get a few rotations, I should be able to get this foil off the sand. And as soon as I know it's off, I then lean forward and pedal hard.
Perfect.
Good, mate.
Wow, that was a real workout, guys. Very exhausting, very fun, but I could go on the first time. And look what I found. A fishing line. That was causing all the trouble. Otherwise I would be flying in no time. It's all wrapped around the propeller, so I wasn't getting any assistance. I just had the chance to try Manta 5 bike myself. It's very challenging but very rewarding experience. You should definitely try it out, guys. It's nothing like jetboarding or e-foiling, it's a completely new sport. You can be the first to try it. Even if you're not a professional cyclist, it's a fun experience on the water to have. I hope you enjoyed our quick video. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers!